Shiva! బాడీ పార్టికల్ నుంచే కరోనా వచ్చింది. ఈ కలి సంహార చేసేటప్పుడు మిగిలిన చెత్త ఉంది కదా, అదులపడానికే నేను కరోనా వైరస్ ని నా బాడీ పార్టికల్ నుంచే పంపించాను.
This woman was arrested along with her husband on the charge of murdering their 2 daughters in Andhra Pradesh's Chittoor. The couple believed in the rebirth theory. Sai Divya, the younger daughter, was the first to be killed. She was bludgeoned with a dumbbell in the couple's puja room. The elder daughter, Alekhya, was killed with a trident. The Andhra police said the accused were found to be in a mentally unstable state. The mother told the police that she could resurrect her daughters. Purushottam Naidu and his wife Padmaja were teachers and educators, but they say they killed their 2 daughters because they wanted them to be reborn in a purer form after Kali Yuga ended.
What happened in Chittoor is not an isolated incident. In India, occult homicides or murders committed out of superstitious beliefs are quite common. Every year, bizarre cases hit the headlines in which people have killed their family members, children, lovers, and even strangers out of this belief that by doing so, they can find a solution to their problems.
The minor had gone missing on the night of Diwali from Kanpur's Ghatampur and was found dead in a forested area after being gang raped by 2 men. We're understanding that the police is saying that the girl was killed and her heart and lungs were then taken out by the killer.
The cops are veering around to the view that this looks like a case of mass suicide, some tantric was involved.
In the last decade, the cases of occult homicides increased to an extent that the National Crime Records Bureau started compiling separate data on human sacrifice. In 2016, 134 people were killed due to witchcraft, while 12 victims were sacrificed to appease gods.
The occult homicide cases in India have a common thread, and that is this strong belief that by making such a sacrifice, one can appease gods and get whatever they want. Just like in Andhra double murder case, people even go to the extent of killing their own children. Their belief in superstition is so strong that it trumps over their love for their children.
According to police data, 123 people, mostly women, have been killed after being labelled witches from 2016 to 2019 in Jharkhand. In the same period, Naxal violence killed 88 people in the state. This means more people were killed in Jharkhand between 2016 to 2019 by superstition than by Naxals. So what leads people from all walks of life into believing that the occult has the answer to their problems?
You have seen how people follow their gurus blindly, accept many of their doings in a blind fashion. This comes from what is called, we use the word, hypnosis, mass hypnosis, or hypnosis where suggestions are made and they are made to believe. Why? Because you believe that whatever the guru is saying is the truth. Just as children believe whatever the parent is saying is the truth. So not knowing anything better, they get conditioned into this process of believing first, then becoming hypnotized by that belief itself.
In July 2018, 11 members of a family in Delhi's Burari were found dead. The police found 11 diaries with entries about strange salvation rituals conducted over the past 11 years.
So Gurucharan and Ramvati, the 2 neighbors of the Bhatia family, realized the family did not wake up by 5 a.m., which they usually do. A little later, the milkman came, he too knocked and nobody opened the door. At around 6:30, when they saw there was no movement in the house, which is really unusual given the fact that the family wakes up between 5 a.m. and 6 a.m., they went in and knocked the door. While knocking, they realized the door was partially open. So Gurucharan walked up and Ramvati followed. And the moment Gurucharan entered the room, he yelled at Ramvati and said, "Do not come here. What I am seeing is horrific." What he saw was 10 people hanging from the iron mesh of the house.
The number 11 was a constant motif in the case. One of the walls of the house had 11 pipes emerging from it. 4 of the pipes opened straight, while the rest, 7, were curved. This was linked to tantric practices, with the pipes seeming to represent the number of men and women found dead in the house. 7 of those found dead were women.
In this case, that the indoctrination and it becomes secretive. They are told not to keep away from others, not to share things with others, and not to tell anybody what is happening, because otherwise their bodies will not come back in the same condition as they were. So they begin to not only believe in this, they follow every rule, as I say, everything that the person who is trying to hypnotize them.
In January 2016, a Chhattisgarh man killed his 14-year-old son, claiming it was for the well-being of his family. In May 2017, a man slit his 12-year-old son's throat and sliced off his hands at a riverbank in an effort to appease a goddess. In November 2020, a 6-year-old girl was kidnapped and killed in UP's Kanpur. A childless couple killed her as they were convinced that they would conceive if the wife ate the organs of a child on Diwali night. According to a report in The Wire, the wife said that she had indeed eaten the organs, some raw, some cooked, and some rolled in a roti. What was left over, she fed to some dogs. Many of those who practice spirituality say that ancient spiritual powers are being misused by certain practitioners to exploit the gullible. There are only a few laws against superstition and black magic in India. The Karnataka government passed its anti-superstition law in 2020 that banned 16 superstitious practices. Social activist Narendra Dabholkar's murder had prompted the Maharashtra Prevention and Eradication of Human Sacrifice and Other Inhuman, Evil and Aghori Practices and Black Magic Act in 2013. Such cases now raise the question of whether India needs a countrywide anti-superstition law. But the larger question remains: for those who the ties of family are no match for the pull of the occult, will laws matter?